Hey guys, it's your boy Sundown Rider here, and this is going to be my chapter review to One Punch Man 100 Light. Now there's two things I want to address right before we start. First, well, three things. First, this may look familiar to you. It's because I'm back home in Brumtown, so let's go. But two, the reason why my One Punch Man this review, One Piece and Boku no Hero have been late is because of the fact that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday I was doing a professional qualification for my career, for work. So I've been doing that shit and obviously had to put this back on the back burner. So I'm going to try and get back on those today and hopefully Boku no Hero and One Piece maybe Monday together. So I'll try and get on that as quickly as I can. But if Taizai drops, then it's going to be a shit show. So forgive me for that and I'll try and get on it. Third thing, right before this video it has been recorded, I did a collaboration with my boy Zonin, who is a YouTube extraordinaire. Amazing guy. Go check out his channel. I might even put Zonin down here in like bright pink, just because I love pink and I love Zonin as well. So, but yeah, go check out his channel. He's awesome. He does a lot of these kind of the mangas he's more interested in by the looks of just being through his channel and stuff like that. He's more Dragon Ball Super. He's seen Naruto, bits and pieces of Bleach, One Punch Man for show. I mean, this if you're very webcomic oriented as well, he's into that. He's been there, done that, and he knows way more about One Punch Man than the rest of us do. So check him out if you enjoy One Punch Man. But he's very into discussion videos, comparisons with My Hero Academia and stuff like that. So all of these buzzwords, My Hero Academia, Dragon Ball Super, Naruto. I think he should read One Piece. I'm pretty sure he reads One Piece. But I can't remember having ever watched a video that he's done about One Piece. But go check him out. I think I've rambled enough, but go check him out. Awesome guy, awesome videos, especially if you love comparisons and in-depth discussions, which are way different from my channel anyway. Now this chapter, awesome chapter where the fight between Child Emperor and Phoenix Man reaches its crescendo. My god, it was great. Now this review is going to be completely different to how I usually do it, because I hate having a longer, like a 49-page chapter and above, and then reviewing it page by page, and even the kind of scenario thing was getting a bit long. So I'm just going to go by what I found interesting, what I thought was cool, and basically going through it like that. So first is the appearance of Phoenix Man. He looks awesome. He's assumed this new mode which is called like Brilliant Eagle or something like that. Phoenix Man, Eagle Brilliance, or Brilliant Eagle something. Philadelphia Eagles. And he looks awesome. And his appearance reminded me straight away. I saw him and I was like, yo dude, he straight up looks like a fusion of like Flame Wingman from Yu-Gi-Oh! GX. Check that out. Ichigo as the Vasto Lord. Check that out. Tokoyami from My Hero Academia with his kind of bird head and his bird kind of costume thing going over his head. Check that out. An Archangel from Nanatsu no Taizai, or the Seven Deadly Sins. Check that out. With his multiple wings, he has 4, but I think the Archangels can have like 4, 6, 8, whatever. He looks amazing. And the fact that his mask kind of has like 2 eyes, each on the side here, and then he has an eye on, I think it's his left pec, and then I think 3 running down his just beneath his like right hand side ribs. So he's got 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because he's got 2 of his own eyes, you'd hope. He just looks amazing. I think the design and the artwork by Murata has been extensively well done for the last however many. I don't think Murata's ever put out a badly drawn chapter. I mean, like, there have been chapters where he had the chibi form of Brave Giant and stuff like that, but even then it was well drawn. It's just that he thought, nah, it needs to look better than this. So I really respect Murata's work, and he's been doing it big time. Now going to the fight, I thought the fight was amazing, and we got to see, there were a whole bunch, like I've already told you about the comparisons that I've made in my head just seeing Phoenix Man having been drawn, but the fight was amazing, and we saw way more comparisons being made here. So the first thing we see, I think, because I'm not going through this page by page, is Phoenix Man grabbing a hold of Child Emperor's kind of beam graver, I think it's called, and he just grabs a hold of it with his clawed fist, and he's there crushing the attack. And I was like, oh my, this is the exact same thing Ichigo did when he assumed his Vassal Lord form, and Orihime calls him and she's like, Ichigo, you're dead, but save me. And I'm just like, bitch, do something yourself. Like, you seriously need to do something, Orihime. But when Orihime calls upon Ichigo and he comes back to life and he's like, oh shit, and he grows horns, he freaking has a mask and he has a long ass hair, Super Saiyan shit. He did the exact same thing to Ulquiorra in that fight. Ulquiorra pulls out that kind of light spear and he's like, I'm ready to wreck this guy. And Ichigo just grabs a hold of that light spear with his fist and just kind of smashes it in his hand. And I was like, oh my god, it's the exact same thing. And I was getting those vibes, you know, and those vibes were great. That was when Bleach was great. So those vibes were there and I was fully feeling it. Even when we see, actually I'll come back to that. I'll come back to the two arms thing. So the fight continues, they're going at it, and we have Brave Giant lose his left arm, and Phoenix Man's just there trolling and stuff like that. But we also get a Beyblade vibe, which is when Phoenix Man actually resurrects all those subterraneans, which I'll come back to. We have Child Emperor blocking all of these attacks with his shield, and then he tells it to change. He orders it to change, and it takes this Star of David shape with another Star of David inside it. Is it Star of David? Yeah, I think it's Star of David. I might be completely wrong. I'm pretty sure it's Star of David. And then a ripcord just comes out of his arm. If you know what a ripcord is, you're an OG. Zonin knew what a ripcord was. So like, check out his channel. You're gonna love the podcast we did. Did I even mention the podcast? Okay, so go check out Zonin's video or his channel because of the kind of collaboration we did. It was all about this chapter and the fight specifically. So go check it out because I think I forgot to mention that important part when discussing his channel. I was just there like giving you keys to the kingdom without telling you what you needed the keys for. But yeah, that's why you should go check out his channel. But yeah, so a ripcord comes out of his arm when you see the shield, and he just yanks it with his mouth, sending this shield spinning across and just decapitating and like separating these subterraneans' bodies from their legs from their torsos essentially. And he was going through the whole chapter, just Child Emperor put in a lot of work this chapter, fighting all the way throughout, losing his arm and stuff like that. Phoenix Man really could have put him away several times, but chose to drag on. You know, the typical villain. You know, he sees the hero in a difficult position, and he's just there in a state of power, looking on down from above, and really just kind of bird's nesting it. Very, very apt simile, I suppose, metaphor. And he essentially allows Child Emperor to get in a position where he can kick his ass, and that's exactly what happens. What other things that I noticed about this fight? So the Edo Tensei occurred. I think it's called the Awakening King's Light, which is one of Phoenix Man's abilities that he reveals this chapter. I think it's the only ability he really reveals this chapter, which is he spews out all this light from his suit, and it essentially resurrects all of the subterraneans around him, a lot of the subterraneans around him, and it doesn't just resurrect them, it resurrects the two ninjas, Gale Wind and Hellfire Flame. So that's a discussion in and of itself, which I want you guys to have in the comments, because I can't discuss it in this. You'll see it in Grimm's podcast, and you'll see it in Zonin's collaboration that I did with him as well. But Phoenix Man is able to resurrect people like Hellfire Flame and Gale Wind. Is there an upper limit to this? Should there be an upper limit to this? Or do you think there is one? Because he just resurrected 2 Dragon Level fighters. That's 2 Dragon Level fighters. And I personally believe that Phoenix Man is a class above both Hellfire Flame and Gale Wind. So maybe his concern of dealing with Flash was too soon. I think it was ill-placed for him. I think he doesn't really estimate himself so well. He would pose a problem against someone like Flash, but maybe I'm underestimating Flash, and Phoenix Man would probably get wrecked by him. I have to also remember that Flash took on 2 Dragon Level fighters who were ready and were basically preparing to take on someone like Flashy Flash. So maybe Flash would just take out Phoenix Man. I don't know, but thinking about it, he might just straight kill Phoenix Man. But yeah, Phoenix Man's abilities, he can res these creatures, he can res these dead individuals, and they come back with, I assume they don't come back at full strength, otherwise Child Emperor would have been screwed. I mean, I understand that Hellfire Flame and Gale Wind were underwater, but they should have been able to completely destroy Brave Giant if they were at full capacity. So I think that what this was more along the lines of is Phoenix Man essentially defribs these dead bodies and kind of just injects them with some new life, not really life per se, but just energy, and they can reanimate and attack and stuff like that on his command. but they're not really at full capacity, which was what I thought was displayed by the fact that both Hellfire Flame and Gale Wind came back and weren't really able to do much. They did attack with their signature attacks of a Flame Kick and a Wind Kick, but not too much beyond that. So that was cool. The Awakening King's Light I thought was amazing. And the fact that he was considering raising an army and then going after Gyoro Gyoro and telling him to make him the king of the monsters and possibly even fighting Orochi and stuff like that. And he was saying that he feels like he could put the other executives like on the back burner after all this. They wouldn't even be an issue for him. So that was awesome. I really enjoyed that. Let me know what you guys thought of that. So Child Emperor's attacks coming to his kind of new abilities. We see Gigavolt Smash, which was awesome. He kind of just releases all of this electrical charge within his suit, and underwater it's amplified, and he just decimates all of these subterraneans. They all get absolutely vaporized essentially, and I think this is also because their bodies have been decomposing for a while under there. So maybe their bodies and their flesh were quite soft and squidgy anyway, so they were going to get fried as soon as the electricity came out. But we also see Hellfire Flame and Gale Wind getting electrocuted big time, and they're out of commission, I assume, because of that. So that was cool. But we also have Child Emperor gaining a new arm from his original, what were they called? Little Giants? Or Little Braves, yeah. So the Little Braves fuse together, they do the fusion dance and everything, and they form a new blackened, spiky looking arm, a really edgy looking arm for Brave Giant. And as soon as the arm attaches to Brave Giant, I was getting those vibes again, man. It looked like Chad from One Piece, Chad from Bleach again, you know, one arm of the Hollow or some shit, one arm of the demon, one of them, I forgot what it was, but he had the white arm and he had the shield arm and I was the blackened arm, and I thought, yo, this looks very reminiscent to that again. But his arm wasn't quite like that. It looked more, I swear, in Fairy Tail, making a comparison to a questionable manga. I think Elfman had a transformation of one of his arms that looked very similar to that arm, but also very similar to, there's an old manga called Rosario and Vampire, which I read when I was very young, and it reminds me of Sukune's arm when he assumed his ghoul form, you know, because he kept getting injections of vampire blood into him by mocha coffee, yeah, so, and he assumed that ghoul mode, and his arm would blacken, his body parts would blacken, and they'd get these like bulbous sections, like much like this new arm that Brave Giant has around the fingertips, around the kind of palms of his hands, the pads of his fingers. So that was all cool, but the real part of the arm that was important was the fact that it enabled Brave Giant to release the Millennium Emperor Nova, which is Child Emperor's signature attack this chapter, and he just straight up completely obliterates Phoenix Man with a full-blown Kamehameha. He just pulls it back, he circles it, friggin' wrists together, palms extended, pulls it back to his hip, a full Kamehameha. People were saying Final Flash. I'm like, no, that's a straight Kamehameha. Like, you can be as triggered as you want. Kamehameha, easy. So that was all I thought of the fight, essentially. Now, the power level of Phoenix Man, easily, I think, a mid to high level dragon. He was amazing. And I say was as if it's confirmed he's dead. I hope he's not dead. I'll come back to that later. Actually, I'll say that now. I felt that I wanted Child Emperor really to lose so that we could see another S-Class hero shine. Just because I'm not really that attached to Child Emperor, to be fair. But I don't have any gripes really with Child Emperor winning, especially the way he did. It was amazing. Very well done by Murata. But the power level of Phoenix Man, I feel, is around mid to high. I mean, his concern of facing Flashy Flash, that's a bit concerning for me because we have two dragon level fighters who took on Flashy Flash. But we have to also remember that those were two individuals, two ninjas, who ascended to the dragon level after having eaten monster cells, and they couldn't even control their forms properly. They couldn't control their top speed in that form. So I would assume they were like low level dragon level fighters in comparison to Phoenix Man, who I say is middling. But the fact that Flash was able to defeat two low level dragon fighters would be a concerning factor for a mid level dragon fighter, because there's two doesn't quite even out, you know. It'd still be a threat to a mid-level dragon fighter. So I do believe Phoenix Man would be around about mid, possibly high level dragon fighter. Now the development of Phoenix Man, I really like this. Phoenix Man has mentioned before that he wants to go ahead and take out Orochi as the next Demon King. He wants to be that next Demon King. And Murata, I love the way that he kind of had Phoenix Man throw this notation and throw this kind of idealistic nature of the Monster Association around, and he then comes back to it and he builds upon it. Now this is how you develop a character. You have them say shit, you have them do shit, and then you come back to it much later on in a way that they can then expand on that point and show that their actions match their words and that they actually do believe in these things, and they will continue to strive for those things in the face of whatever danger or in the face of whatever challenge. And that's what he's done. There is no ass pull here in terms of Phoenix Man suddenly having an aversion for Orochi. If he was like licking Orochi's ass, kissing his ass or something like that, and then suddenly, I'm going to go take him out, then that would be a little bit of a wrench in the plans. But the fact that he's already displayed some sort of distaste for at least Gyorogyo's decisions and Orochi's kind of kingship, I love the fact that Murata has expanded on this chapter. Now the strength of the Millennium Nova attack, you'll see this in Zonin's collaboration video. Hopefully he'll release it either today or later, tomorrow. But I feel it's weaker than Boris's attack, but stronger than Overgrown Rover's beam from his mouth. Go check out his review for further information of that. Now the last thing I really want to talk about is the will of his suit, and I feel like this is a discussion that will take place in Grimm's eventual collaboration in the One Punch podcast. But did the point I want to make is Phoenix Man makes a point where he's annoyed at Child Emperor, or he's annoyed at the memory, of having been sacked as Bird Brain, and he makes mention of the fact that, Child Emperor, he's like, maybe you'll be stuck in your suit too. So did Phoenix Man want to actually stay in his suit? Or what I think happened is when he was fired, he devolved into like a state of depression, majored big time, and he stayed in his suit as he couldn't let go of the job that he'd lost, possibly his only form of income, possibly the only reason he was staying alive, possibly the only thing he enjoyed doing. And eventually his suit kind of threw this negative emotion, this I think, what was it, Genus mentioned like how monsters are formed, so possibly through this kind of vessel that he'd formed of negative emotions, just overflowing and overloading all this negative energy and anger, hatred, this negativity, self-hatred, possibly depression. It kind of allowed his suit to feed off of that, and it gained a consciousness of his own, and he kind of also monsterified himself through that. And through this, the two of them, the suit and the individual within Birdbrain, we don't actually know his name, Phoenix Man, let's call him, began the killing and eventually became the monsters they are. But the fact remains that his suit seems to have a will of its own. He mentioned it twice, I think it was this chapter, about his suit instructing him and suit saying things to him, and like he even mentions that he doesn't know how he used the Awakening King's light to resurrect these individuals. He just followed the orders of his suit, which seems to know what he's doing. So it's almost like another reference to another manga called Kill la Kill, or I think it's an anime as well. Yeah, it's an anime, I watched it. So Kill la Kill, where people wear these suits which the strongest of the suits have their own consciousness, they have their own personas and minds and stuff like that. And that's what I was getting from Phoenix Man. His suit seems to have a will of its own, but only one that he could hear, and it's possibly just the way that he monsterified, that he's unique in the sense that he has his own consciousness, but he wears something and is part of something, kind of like the symbiotic relationship where it has its own consciousness as well. And the way he asks Child Emperor whether he too will be stuck within that suit struck a deep chord within me for some reason. It was just like, it made me feel like Phoenix Man almost didn't want to be in the situation, but was accepting the fact that he was, and was not about to let the situation slide away. So that's my opinion of the chapter. That's my view of the chapter. It's been 20 minutes, even though I tried to condense it as much as I could. Definitely go check out the Zonin collaboration. You will enjoy it. It will be amazing. And then go check out the rest of his. If you love discussion, which is almost all of the stuff that you'll see on his chapter on his YouTube, a whole bunch of different discussions, comparisons between All Might and Blast, things like that. Definitely go check him out. You'll love it. So let me know what you guys thought of this review. Let me know what you guys thought of this chapter. Like, comment, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in a bit.